This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Premier Ultralight made by Bullet, and the model number is 29RK. So this is a how-to video. I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work, okay? To start off with, you have an outside kitchen. You have running water, of course. This whole thing pulls out. You have a dorm type refrigerator here, okay? Also, you have TV hookups here, some for TV outs and power right there in case you want to put a TV outside. Your water heater works on both gas and electric. The switches to operate it are inside the trailer, but I just want to show you that this is the drain plug right here. Takes an 1 1/16" 6-point socket. Never take it out or unscrew the plug when you're under pressure, because you can, but you'll get drenched. And especially, most importantly, never do that when the water is hot. Always wait till the water cools down before you do anything to this, because you don't want to scald yourself or worse. So keep that in mind. I'll show you the switches when we get inside. You have a power awning with LED strip. You have outside speakers, adjustable flip fold out stairs with adjustable legs, so you can adjust to the terrain. Now, this is your hitch. It's a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. We'll show you how that works when you pick up. Now I just want to come over to the other side real quick and show you these two switches here. These two switches are for your power stabilizers. One switch controls both front jacks, the other switch controls both rear. Now, if these happen to fail, you have a problem with them, you can actually crank it manually. If you see, let me move to it here. I guess it's right here. If you can see, nope. Let me do this right by actually looking at the right side of the trailer here. So you come over to the door side of the trailer, and you see there's a shaft there with a pin through it. Okay. This crank will fit right on there. You see, it's a cylinder with a slot cut in it. So if you need to, if there's for some reason they stop working, you can always crank them manually and get yourself out of trouble. All right. You get a second crank with it, which is 3/4 inch hex on it, and that's for the power tongue jack in case it fails. You could pull this plug, this rubber plug here, put the crank on there and crank it manually. You could also use a socket on a drill, but either way you can move this jack up and down. It just has a hitch light on it, and of course up and down. All right, you have two LP tanks with a automatic changeover regulator. The tanks are full. You have a brand new Deep Cycle Marine battery right here, and if you can see it right there, that's your kill switch for the battery, so you can actually shut it off from out here if you want to. Okay, this is still open here. They're prepping it, but this, just so you look back here, that's where this will be screwed shut, but that's where your water pump is at, and that sort of thing. You get the sprayer with a coiled hose that you can plug into here. You have your city water hookup, which is right here. That's the most common way to get water to the trailer, right? If you go to a campground that doesn't have plumbing on the campsite, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here, and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. Okay, this is how you winterize and de-winterize the trailer with these two levers and a place to put your uptake hose, so you can pull it right out of the gallon jug. Okay, this is a black tank flush right here. So after you dump your black tank, you can screw the hose on there at the dump station, turn it on, and you leave the black tank open, and it'll spray out the inside of the tank, clean off the sensor. So you got your gray, which is sinking shower water, and then your black, which is toilet water and waste. Okay, so if you leave that black valve open and put the hose on there, you can flush it out. Now this right here is your solar controller. It's automatic, so it's just going to charge your battery. Basically, you don't have to do anything to it. If it's sunny out and there's room in your battery to accept more energy, then it will put it in there. Of course, the amount that goes in there depends on what time of day it is, what position the sun's in, that sort of thing. So, but it constantly puts energy in your battery using the solar panel. All right, this is just a hookup if you wanted to buy another solar panel, a portable one to charge your battery. You could get that right there. That's all it is. All right, so the type of slide out we have is called a Schwintech. Oh no, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. This is called a AccuSlide. You can tell by the cable. So if you need to know, you've got an AccuSlide on this. Okay. You have a 50 amp system, so you have your 50 amp 30-foot cord. And we give you reducers too, so you can reduce it down to 30 and then to 20. Okay. This is your vent for your furnace. Now, this is just telling you it's pre-wired for a backup camera. So if you wanted to get a backup camera, it attaches right there. Also, while we're looking up, it's important to note that the manufacturer states that you should inspect your roof every 90 days. So if you could have somebody go up there every 90 days, look at the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation where water can get in. Look at the roofing material and roofing attachments, make sure that they weren't damaged by low branches or road debris flying up there, that sort of thing. That's a very important thing to do. That and winterizing are the two most important maintenance jobs you have. So, okay. Alright, so as we come in the door, this device here is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. It should always be green like it is. If it's not, get it serviced. If it goes off, it's detected carbon monoxide or LP gas buildup. So you take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off, figure out what's going on. Also, if it beeps very slowly, it's telling you your battery's low. This is your thermostat here. It works like all thermostats. You got your mode, and so you go through. That's AC right there. Your options are fan, which is just the air conditioner running without the compressor, and then cool, which is the air conditioning, heat, which is your propane furnace, and then you can select fan speeds. If they give you an option, always select auto as the fan speed, okay? All right, so I think I can just shut that off right now because it's cool enough here today. So you just go all the way around to off, and then it'll shut down. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. This is your control panel right here. So you can light your water heater on gas right there. You can turn on the electric heating element right there. Never run it without water in the water heater tank. Never ever, because you can burn out the element really quickly. It won't ruin it, but you have to fix it. So keep in mind, you always want to make sure there's water in there. Your water pump, which I told you about, you can turn that on right there. That pumps water out of the fresh water tank. It's also used for winterizing the trailer. These are two lights here, your awning light and your interior lights. Your slide room is right here, the button for it. And to your power awning, which is, let me see what position I've got this in here. Your power awning is right here, as you can see. It's very simple. Never leave it out unattended. You don't want the wind to get a hold of it and damage it, so always make sure you roll it in when you're not at the campsite. Your battery is charged. Fresh water is full because we're prepping it. Your black tank is empty. You don't pay attention to the black tank too because you only have one in there. And then gray and second gray, which is a galley tank. So you have two gray tanks and one black. Okay, let me look around here. Okay, so you have a fireplace, which is basically a space heater. You can, let me get down here so we can see it here. This remote belongs to that. So there you have it. You can change the color of the crystals like that. Temperature, okay, like so, and let's see, I want to get this right, and back to, these are fan speeds here also. It's telling you can just turn the fan on and off. So it has a fan in it, and the fan makes it a really good space heater. So on those days where you don't quite need the furnace running, you can use campground electricity just by doing that, and it'll, you're plugged in at the campsite, so you're getting plenty of electricity, but you have limited supply of LP. So when you can use this, it just saves on your LP. Okay, and then you can shut it off. You'll hear the fan in it run for a minute or so after you shut it off to cool it down. Okay, the next remote, this one right here, is for your sound here. So basically this has Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone or your tablet, whatever you have. You have USB ports, so you could put all your, whatever you want, all your albums, whatever, on one USB stick and take them with you. This HDMI is an in, so let's say you wanted to go in the system. You have a portable Blu-ray player, for example. You could go right in there. It has AM/FM radio, and it has 2 speaker zones right here. So one is inside the trailer, zone 2 is outside the trailer. So it does a lot. It does everything you need and then some. The next remote is for the TV, which is self-explanatory. Always lock it into place with this strap when you're traveling. But you can see it folds out, so you can adjust the angle of it. Okay. All right. So let me see what else we have here. This is your hide-a-bed. You take the back cushions off, grab it down here. You can fold it out into a 3-panel bed. Your table, obviously, and your chairs. Now, you always want to strap the chairs down. You're not going to keep them from moving, but you just don't want them to be able to bounce and break something when you're going down the road. So keep that in mind. Refrigerator, it works on 12-volt DC. So it actually runs off the battery. So there you have it there. Okay. It's getting some frost on it because we've been turning it on and off, so it just needs to be dried out inside. We'll let me think what else. Oh, I know. Let me get back over here. I walked right past the power converter somewhere. Maybe it's up here. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, so when I mentioned the refrigerator runs on 12 volts, this is the power converter. So what this does is converts AC to DC power. So when you're plugged in, you have AC on this side. So you got regular circuit breakers, 120 AC like you'd see at home, and then they're all labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC on this side here, and they're all labeled. Also, this is a battery tender, so it's always going to, as long as you're plugged in, it's going to determine how much battery or how much energy your battery needs, and it'll act accordingly. If it's charged, it'll only trickle a couple amps up there for maintenance. If it's low, it can send 20 amps or whatever it needs, but it will keep your battery charged when you're plugged in. And of course, your tow vehicle's alternator will charge the battery when you're pulling it down the road. So that's that. So okay, let's go back out. Okay. So your range is very simple. You just I don't know if the gas is on or not here, but we'll see. I don't think it is, but oh yeah, it is. So it's very simple. This is the sparker. You turn it clockwise to spark. You got 3 knobs and 3 burners. Then you have the oven here. All the way at the back on the bottom is a pilot light, and you can actually spark it and see it sparking back there. So you go to the oven knob, you go to the picture of the pilot light, you depress it and keep it depressed while you're sparking it. You spark it with your right hand by turning it clockwise, and then when you see it light down here, you hold this in for another 10 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. You go to operating temperature. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. Gfci. All the plugs in the trailer, even the ones on the outside, are wired through a Gfci. So if it pops outside, you're going to reset it in here. This is your fan, your vent fan, and it also has a light on it. This is your, obviously, a microwave. It works like any other microwave. You have blinds here. Let's see. You have regular blinds here, but you have shades around the rest of the trailer. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Your keys are hanging right here. Okay. Theater seats. If you need to bypass your water heater, for example, that's done here. Oh no, I'm sorry. I take that back. If you want to access the back of your water heater, you can do it down here, but you bypass it outside with the valves. I forgot it had that option. So you would handle it out there. Just look in the bathroom here. Okay, so the sink and the shower work like any other sink and shower. Here's another GFCI. right? So there's 2 of them in this trailer. The toilet is like all RV toilets in the sense that it has to have water and chemical in it before you use it. This is the flush pedal right here. Black tank is directly below. So what you do is you after you plug your trailer in and hook up the water, you'll come inside, you'll put a dose of chemical in the bowl, then you'll stand on the pedal and let about a gallon of water flow into the black tank below along with the chemical. Then it's ready to be used. You can use more water if you want, but at least a gallon. The thing is, you can't use it dry because the smell will be terrible and it also can get clogged up. So you always want water and chemical in there before you start using it. You have a fan here. And the rest is typical of any other bathroom. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. So back up here, this is a closed hamper. You can pull the bed up, and there's storage underneath it, like a foot locker type deal. This is your emergency escape window. You're just going to go like this. Push this all the way through, then you grab a hold of the red tab and pull the screen out, and you can escape in an emergency. You can also use this for ventilation, obviously. Okay, you have your normal stuff. You got regular power, plus you have 12 volt what am I saying, USB charging ports, okay, for all your devices. This is in case you want to upgrade. That's for basically a public Wi-Fi booster. It also could have 4G. You can read about that if you're interested. Your power converter, which I showed you, down here. Okay, so I think that covers it. Let me look around here. I got ahead of myself a couple times. Let me see. Excuse me. Yeah, I think we're all set. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days. That's what the manufacturer recommends. Odds are you won't have to do anything up there except look around, but that's why you're inspecting it, just in case, to stay ahead of anything, all right? And right now it's in camping mode. The trailer is the antifreeze has been purged from the system, replaced with fresh water. Your water heater is in camping mode and filled right now, so it's all ready to go. Okay? Thank you very much.